Hello YouTubers, it's the Tony Martin's Fix-It channel. Ooh, I better cover that up. Alright, today I'm working on a Ford Ranger XLT year 2000. They're all the same basically. I got the 4-liter power plant here. I'll just turn it around like that. Oh, there you are. And I'm trying to fit it in there. Let's see if I can turn the video around so you can see what I'm up against here. Let's see if this will work. No way. Okay. Okay, back at her. Here's the 4-liter V6. I completely rebuilt the pistons. Everything's been rebuilt in there, so I'm really happy with it. Now here's the problem. I'm trying to connect the torque converter with those torque converter bolts and the bell housing. I guess it's called a bell housing. I don't know my mechanical terms too well. And I believe this is what they call a flex plate or a flywheel. And you can see the little scratches that I kind of put in. That's bad, but oh well. I'm trying to mate these holes with that. Tried it a couple times, can't get it. So I'm gonna try and put some bolts in these pilot holes, build a better spreader bar, and then take these motor mounts off the left hand and the right hand side, because it's just a pain in the ass. You just can't get it. Okay, so I'm gonna mount it back on my motor stand. Take these bolts. These are millimeter. I can't remember what they are. 10. I think they're 10 mil, and they fit in here. See, fit in here nice. I'm gonna cut this head off, and then I'm gonna take my grinder and also make a slit in it so that I can get a screwdriver and get them out once I mount them in. But I'm gonna use these to pilot into the hole. So because it has to be perfect, it's got to be 90 degrees to one another before an even mate. So this is my solution. Well, hello. This is another thing that I came up with. The pins go over here, and then I made this board excuse me, that fits on top, and then you can see, well, maybe you can't, but my finger just has set the holes right below this board. And then I made a reverse image of this board that goes into the torque converter, and I rested it on top of those bolts, and I clocked those torque converter bolts to the bottom of this board so it matches the flywheel or the flex plate. So here goes nothing. We're going to try and see if we can get it in there today. Okay, so back to this. This is what I developed for getting those. Once you put the motor in, you can't get the motor mounts on, so you have to rely on some outer rigging. And I can't remember that. I think those are regular thread SAE 3/8 bolts, I believe. I can't remember now. So I got this rig here. Of course, you guys know what that is. And over here, I want that right there and right there. So this will give me some rotational axis, I believe. Like, I'll be able to rotate it a bit to get it in. And then once I get it in, I can tighten it down, and then I can worry about the motor mounts after. Okay, you can see I'm getting close. I got to get to there with that pin, to there, to that one right there. The other side's already in, so it's getting closer. As you can see now, the pin is in. It's just peeking out of the pilot hole. Now I got to make sure that the transmission, the flywheel and the torque converter, which you can barely see in the blue, is completely 90 degrees to one another, which I think it is. And then I'll push the motor onto the transmission and hopefully the torque converter bolts will line up. As you can see, I painted, yeah, like that. I painted a dot as to where one of the torque converter bolts should line up with a hole in the flywheel, but we'll see what happens. Okay, now you can see that I'm very close. Flywheel's in. Almost feels like the torque converter bolts are lining up, but you can't see a thing in there. But I'm gonna try and feed a bolt on the top side here, see if I can get and then just, you know, bring it in that way on either side slowly. So, well, she's in. On this side anyways. I've got a bolt started up top there, and I'm gonna suck that bolt down and bring her in tight on this side, and then I'm using a clamp to hold it in place. And then I'll go to the opposite side, and that bolt up there, I'll tighten that bolt up, and we'll see how she goes from there. All right. Glorious day. Can't quite see it here, but there's the torque converter bolts through the flex plate or flywheel. Hooray! All that work, lining everything up worked. Huh.